If she picked someone else, I know what you're feeling right now. That gut punch. That deep sense of being replaced, like someone just stepped into your place and erased your existence from her world without a second thought. It feels like you were disposable, like all the memories, all the effort, all the love. You poured it out, and she just moved on like it was nothing. You're probably asking yourself, what did he have that I didn't? But let me tell you something that nobody talks about. It was never about him. And believe it or not, it's not even about you either. It's about her, her values, her timing, her wounds, her journey. You didn't lose her. She chose a direction you were never meant to follow. And now the hardest and most powerful thing you'll ever do is let her walk away without chasing. Not because you're over her, not because it doesn't hurt, but because you love yourself too much to keep bleeding for someone who turned their back. That silence she left, don't try to fill it. Don't reach for quick distractions, new people, or fake smiles. Let it be quiet, let it sting, because that silence is where you meet the part of yourself that's been buried beneath the noise. That's where you rebuild, not by pretending you're okay, but by realizing that you finally get to put all that love back into yourself. Let the silence do its work. Don't rush it. Don't avoid it. Sit in it. Let it echo. Let it reveal the truth you've been avoiding. That pain, it's not punishment. It's purification. And once it runs its course, you'll rise from it. Stronger, clearer, wiser. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of you choosing you. When she chose someone else, the first thing your mind probably did was start comparing. You pictured him, imagined all the things he must have that you don't. Maybe he's taller, maybe he's richer, maybe he's smoother with his words, and suddenly your own confidence starts crumbling. You start questioning yourself, wondering if you were ever good enough. But let me tell you the truth. You were never supposed to compete with him. This isn't a contest. You don't know what he's hiding, what flaws he masks, what emotional immaturity he might be bringing to the table. She didn't pick him because you weren't enough. She picked him because that's where she is in her life. That's what she believes she needs. That's her path, not yours. The more you compare yourself to him, the more you lose touch with who you are. You forget your own value, and bro, you are not some option on a shelf. You are not a backup plan. You are a man with substance, with standards, with integrity. And if she couldn't recognize that, let that be her mistake, not your identity. Don't shrink to fit into someone else's narrative. Don't mold yourself into someone she thinks she wants. Be the man who stands in his truth. Because the right woman will never need to compare you to anyone. She'll just know. And until then, stop comparing yourself to someone who doesn't define your worth. Let him go, let her go, and come back to yourself, because who you are is already more than enough. You just need to see it again. After she's gone, the memory starts to play tricks on you. You start looking back at the relationship through a filter, only remembering the laughs, the late night talks, the way she looked at you when everything felt right. And suddenly, it feels like you lost something perfect. But here's the part we don't like to admit. You're not remembering the full story. You're romanticizing it. You're clinging to the highlight reel and ignoring the moments that tore you down. You remember the kiss, but forget the cold distance she gave you the next morning. You remember the sweet texts, but not the way she made you question your worth with her silence. That's not love. That's emotional inconsistency. And now that she's gone, your heart is reaching for something that was already slipping through your fingers. Don't let her memory rewrite the truth. Don't allow your pain to disguise the past as something it wasn't. She didn't choose someone else because she lost something perfect. She walked away from something she no longer valued. That says more about her than it ever will about you. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't about loss. It's about clarity. Maybe this is your chance to stop living in illusions. Stop chasing what once felt good and start facing what was real. Because healing doesn't happen in fantasy. It happens when you finally admit the truth, even if it hurts. And the truth is this: you didn't lose an angel. You let go of someone who no longer saw your light. And now, it's your time to shine for yourself. When she left, it felt like rejection. Like she looked at you, then looked at him and decided you weren't good enough. That kind of blow hits deep. It shakes your core. It makes you question everything about yourself. But here's what you've got to understand. Her choice wasn't a reflection of your value. It was a redirection. It was life stepping in and saying, "This isn't your person. This isn't your path." Sometimes the most painful endings are the ones that save us. Maybe you were ready to build and she was still chasing chaos. Maybe you were growing and she was stuck in her cycles. Either way, the two of you were no longer aligned. That doesn't mean you failed. That doesn't mean you lacked anything. It just means your time in each other's life was up. Stop wearing her departure like a label. Stop calling it rejection. This isn't about being chosen or not. This is about being rerouted back to your peace, your path, your purpose. Think back. How many times in life did you not get what you wanted, only to thank God later? This is one of those moments. It might hurt now, but one day, you'll look back and realize her leaving was the best thing that could have happened. Because what she couldn't see, someone else will. And more importantly, now you get to see yourself more clearly than ever. This isn't the end of your story. It's a course correction. So stop chasing closure from her and start chasing growth in you. She chose someone else. And maybe right now, every part of you wants to run after her. To show her what she gave up. To prove that you were always the better choice. But don't lower yourself to chasing someone who walked away. Because the moment you do, you're no longer fighting for love. You're fighting for validation. And that's not power. That's desperation wearing a mask. The truth is, anyone who can look at you, at your loyalty, your love, your effort, and still turn their back, they were never worthy of what you brought to the table. You don't chase what disrespects your value. You choose yourself, not to be cold, not to play games, but because real self-worth is quiet. It doesn't beg, it doesn't plead, it just says, if you couldn't see me at my best, you don't deserve to watch me rise. And that rise, that's what this is all about now. Your energy isn't wasted. It's redirected into your grind, your peace, your people, your purpose. Let her watch from a distance. Let her realize what she lost in silence. You don't need to explain yourself. Just become undeniable. Because the man who refuses to chase is the man who knows exactly who he is. And that man, he wins every time.